Good evening. Today is February 2nd, 2014. I'm speaking with Mrs. Savitri Sundar Michandani. This interview is being conducted in New York. Mrs. Michandani, what's your desh? What's your homeland?
I'm sorry?
What's your homeland?
My homeland after partition or before partition?
Okay, let's start with before partition.
Before partition was Karachi.
Karachi.
And then after the partition came into Bombay.
Okay.
And
Now,
from Bombay, my husband got the job in New Delhi, so we went to New Delhi.
okay. Now, in Karachi, let's start with Karachi. So, what part of Karachi do you remember?
Yeah, Bandar Road Extension.
Bandar Road Extension, and your family lived for how long in that area?
Whole life.
Whole
they
life.
lived there.
Did they live in any other town or village before that? Do you know? Or
Hyderabad, Sindh.
Hyderabad, same. And you had your other extended family living in Hyderabad, Sindh?
Hyderabad, Sindh.
And did you ever visit Hyderabad?
Yeah.
Also? Sindh? Okay.
In winter, they used to come to Karachi.
Okay.
No, in summer, they used to come to Karachi.
Karachi.
And winter, we used to go to Hyderabad.
Okay. Now, okay. Let's now talk about. Now, can you tell us how was your? How was the house like? Is it a small house, big house, 1 story, 2 story?
We had a big house.
Big house. Tell us a little bit. Describe how does it look like? How
It was 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and big what they call angan.
Okay, angan.
And
Courtyard.
courtyard.
Okay.
And a big compound.
Bug compound.
Yeah, with a compound wall and all.
Okay. So were there any flowers and fruit trees there? Who built that house? Do you know?
My father-in-law built.
Your father-in-law built it. And may I know what's your father-in-law's name? Mother-in-law's name?
Yeah, my father-in-law's name Reva Chand Hira Singh Meechandani.
Okay. And mother-in-law?
And he was a custom collector.
Okay, custom collector. And mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law was a Hura.
Hura. Hura. Okay. And
Hura means beauty.
beauty. Okay. Yeah. So and what was your husband's name?
Sundar.
Sundar. Okay. So what was the profession of your in-laws?
My mother-in-law never worked.
Okay, housewife.
She was housewife.
Okay.
And my father-in-law was a custom collector.
Okay.
And in those days, women never used to work.
Yeah.
Only men
Homemaker.
used to work.
Yeah. So how many brothers? So you were growing up in this house, and so how many brothers and sisters? Your husband had in that
My
house?
husband's side, there were 8.
8 brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters.
And did you have an extended family or other people also?
We
lived
were
there?
joint family.
Joint family. So your father-in-law's brother used to live there.
Yeah.
So how many brothers or uncles they used to?
4 brothers, 5 brothers and 3 sisters.
They also used to live there.
Yeah, they lived there.
In the same household. Okay. So
And after getting married, then they were...
okay, they were moving out into separate entity. Now, what about, have you ever gone to, tell us also about your life there. Did you go to school there in Karachi?
Yeah.
What was the school?
It was called Indian Girls High School.
Indian Girls High School. So how far was that from your house?
Not very far. It was about 2 miles.
So how did you used to go to school?
By a school bus.
There's a school bus. And did you do, how far did you study there?
I went up to matric.
Matric. And did you go to college there in Karachi after matric?
I didn't go to college because I got married early.
Okay. All right. And so how was the school life like? Was it a mixed school?
School life was very nice,
Okay.
and especially girls' school.
Was it a girls' school? You said?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it was called Indian
Girls.
Girls'
We said that.
School.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So-
it was only girls.
So Muslims, Hindus, both used to
Yeah,
come?
yeah.
And teachers also.
And we never felt that they are Muslim or we are Hindu.
Okay.
We were as friendly as
Okay. What about the neighborhood? Is it a mixed neighborhood or was it mostly
neighborhood was mostly Sindhis,
Sindhi Hindus?
Sindhi Hindu.
Hindus. Okay.
But we had Sindhi Muslim friends also.
Okay. Yeah. And what about in Hyderabad? What was do you know-
Hyderabad also the similar.
similar?
Yeah.
So do you know how many generations they lived in Hyderabad?
Maybe 4 or 5 generations.
And did you know, is there still somebody living in Karachi? About your extended family? Anybody still there?
There are Sindhi families. I went 3 years ago to Karachi.
So your relations, some of them are still there?
So I don't have relations,
But other
but I met other Sindhis,
Sindhi Hindus?
Sindhi Hindus,
Okay.
and they said they are all right. They don't feel that they are.
Okay. What happened to your house? Did you go to your own house?
I couldn't find my house because of the time. Previously it was bungalows. Now they have demolished the bungalows
Oh.
and made the
Apartment complexes.
multi-story.
So okay. Now you're living there. Your family is living there. So can you describe what was the situation like during partition?
During partition, it was very scary.
How so?
Next, I went through the riots time.
What the riots?
Yeah, I saw the riots.
So how was it?
Very bad. Very bad.
How so?
I was just sitting outside, and my maid servant, she was a Muslim.
Hmm.
So she came, she said, go inside, don't sit here. I said, what? There are riots and Muslims are coming. She
Really?
herself was Muslim.
Okay.
And she said, Muslims are coming, and especially you people are young girls. I was in 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So they were raping and...
Really?
Yeah. Next door of our house,
Mhm.
there was a Gujarati family.
Okay. Gujarati Hindu.
And that old man was already sick.
Hmm.
They went in his house.
Hmm.
They raped his daughter in
Oh.
front of him.
My gosh.
And then they killed him.
Oh my gosh.
And then I saw with my own eyes from this boy
Mhm.
to grown up.
Mhm.
किसी के हाथ में स्पून, किसी के हाथ में saucepan, किसी के हाथ में whatever they
whatever
could
they had.
loot. They
Oh,
looted.
these are the looters. They were carrying loots from those houses.
Killing and looting.
Oh, those houses. From those houses.
Yeah.
From little boys to the older persons too.
Yeah.
So what did you do? I mean, so you.
Well, we were very scared, and my husband was in police at that time.
Okay.
And he had all weapons and all. And my father-in-law used to go to jail and give the lecture
Mhm.
to these prisoners.
Mhm.
And that Ghora Gadi wala
Mhm.
was a Muslim.
The horse-drawn cart driver. Yeah.
We used to go with him anywhere without any fear.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because at that time we never felt difference in Hindus and Muslims.
Okay.
But after partition, he was the one who saved us.
Really? How,
He was
how so?
Muslim. They were jumping our compound wall, and that Ghoda Gari wala told them, don't go into that house. There is a police officer, he has guns and everything. You won't be survived.
Oh.
So because of that,
Mhm.
we were safe.
See? Okay. So how long this riots were going on for how many days, how many months?
It went on about a month.
Okay.
But
Right, it's before partition or after partition?
No, after partition.
Okay, after August.
After.
Okay.
And my father-in-law used to say, no, we won't leave the country. We will stay here. This is just routine. It will be calm after some time. But it didn't. Ultimately, when he saw neighbor's daughter being raped and all, so he said, now it's not possible to live. You people go. First, my husband went to give the resignation.
Okay.
He wasn't home. And at that time, he said, I've got 2 tickets. I'm going to send you. I had 2 small children at that time.
Okay.
A son and a daughter.
Okay.
So he said, you go home, or you go to Bombay. I've got 2 tickets for the ship. I'm sending you. And in those days, we couldn't argue with father-in-law.
Okay.
And
So the father-in-law got 2 tickets. And
yeah.
so
he made me and my children to go.
Achha.
And I said, let me see my husband, let me say goodbye to him. The times were such, so the riots were there, you never know what will happen. And he said, well, there is no time and you are young and anything can happen.
So
you go.
Your husband is at work.
He didn't know that.
And you are going?
I'm going. And I was in tears without saying goodbye to him. I'm going. And the moment I was sitting in the car, and as I am coming back, he says, yes, you go because it's not safe here.
Okay.
So I went to Bombay.
No, but how did you go from your house to the port?
In
Your
our car.
So was it safe?
It wasn't, but we took chance.
Who took you? Who was the driver?
Driver was also Muslim.
Okay. And he took you to the one boy or one little girl?
Yeah, to the port.
And you're by yourself?
Yeah.
Your in-laws or your husband were not with you?
No.
Have you tried? Did you ever travel before?
Because they didn't want girl in the house.
Oh,
because
but did you ever travel like that before?
No.
So how was
I was in tears.
But how were you able to do?
I was shaking absolutely.
So how did you go into the ship? Who showed you the way?
No, in the ship, people were there.
Yeah.
Guides were there.
Yeah.
And volunteers were there.
Okay.
So they took me. And
did you carry, what kind of luggage you carried with you?
1 suitcase with 2 children and myself.
Okay. So basically clothes and anything
Basically
else?
Clothes.
And any money or anything you were carrying?
No money, no jewelry, nothing.
So where were you going to go in Bombay?
So Bombay, as a refugee, luckily my sister was staying, eldest sister. She was in Bombay. So I went and stayed with her.
So you took the ship. Tell me the ship journey. How was the journey like? What was your feeling?
But I was very, very scared. And the ship in which I came, Jinnah's sister was from India to Pakistan. She came from India to Pakistan
Jinnah, I think.
in the same cabin in which I came from Pakistan to India.
And she came from India
to Pakistan.
Bombay. Okay. So how long was this journey? Do you remember?
The journey was 1.5 days.
1.5 days. So how was your feeling like?
Feeling was very bad, very sad. Very sad.
You're in your early 20s?
Because I was in 20s and
carrying
my
2 kids.
Husband was in Pakistan. And the moment I reached Bombay, next day, 2 days later, Gandhi was killed.
Oh, so
I was shocked. I say, if Gandhi is killed by a Muslim, then it will be bigger riots everywhere.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even call in those days direct line, nahi tha telephone ka. So without any knowledge, the head was just
so it was
with a lot of worries and tension.
Yeah. So basically then it was
basically I thought whether I'll see my husband or not.
Okay. So your sister took you from the port to the house, their house.
No, volunteers took me.
To their house.
Yeah.
He had rented a place.
Yeah, but my sister was already staying in.
So volunteers took you. And what about the others in the ship? Was it basically a refugee ship? Everybody.
They went to camps.
Okay, but it was basically all Hindu refugees.
Yeah.
Fleeing Karachi to Bombay.
All Sindhi refugees.
Okay. Now, so what happened to your father and father-in-law, mother-in-law, and your husband and rest of the family?
They stayed behind. I came first. After this, Gandhi was killed. I was also panicky here, what is going to happen. But then after that, they came to Bombay. And in the meantime, we have managed to rent some apartment. So they came and stayed. Okay. Then I also left my sister's house.
Okay. How many months was this transition? After how many months approximately?
About 6 months we lived in that.
So in 6 months you're living with your sister, but your husband was still there, or has your husband migrated?
No, husband came and 6 months we were in Bombay.
And so when did your husband come? After how many months?
He came after 2 months.
2 months. What about your in-laws and rest of the family?
In-laws also, some of them came with me.
Okay.
And some of them were later on.
Okay. So what happened to the house?
House, I gave it to my Muslim maidservant.
Did you give it to the? Or did you tell them just to stay there?
Including furniture, everything.
Did you tell them to stay, or just you had an official transaction?
Officially.
You gave it to her. That was
because we couldn't bring anything. Not even cash.
Yes. Oh.
Not even cash. Whatever little cash I had, everybody keeps little cash in the house.
What about the jewelry?
No, nothing.
So
the jewelry was mostly in the bank.
Okay.
And whatever 1 or 2 bangles I was wearing.
Yeah. So what's the name of your maid servant? Do you still remember? What was the name of this maid servant? Fatima. Okay. So were you?
And she was crying. Because she was too attached to my children. And she was crying while we were leaving.
Did you know whether she was able to keep that property, or what it was?
But other people, they left the property as it was. My cousins and all, her uncle and all, they left there.
And what happened?
They were. So one of his sister was married to Muslim, so he stayed there, so that his sister should come and live there.
Achha. Okay, so but others couldn't sell this, couldn't do anything, so they.
Saving was impossible.
So how did you survive after you came to India?
As I told you, we were having tough time. Very tough time with financially, as well as living and all. So, but my sister was before partition in Bombay, so she helped.
What about then? Did your husband or in-laws pick up jobs?
My husband in Pakistan quit in that time. He was in police, and he saved Nehru at that time, because people were throwing stones at him and all.
When you went to Karachi?
No, before partition, it was Quit India meeting.
Yeah. In Karachi, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just went and hugged him and saved him.
Yeah, Jawaharlal Nehru.
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Yeah.
And stones were
hitting your husband.
To my husband. At that time he was only 26. And he had a lot of energy to do.
Yes.
And he saved him. When we came to India,
India,
he went straight to meet him.
Oh. Your husband went to meet Jawaharlal Nehru. And did he?
And he recognized him.
Did he? Okay, very nice.
And then he gave him some recommendation to go and meet so and so. Then he got the job in Delhi in intelligence.
Okay.
From intelligence, then we went to diplomatic service. We had a lot of.
So then he moved up from diplomacy. So where was he? Was he a diplomat later on?
We went to Egypt, Sri Lanka.
As a diplomat?
As a diplomat.
Was he ambassador or assistant?
He was first secretary.
Secretary. And you traveled all over.
Yeah.
So did you?
Not only travel, diplomatic service is that you meet दुनिया के लोग.
Yeah, absolutely, very diverse. It's diverse culture. So what happened to have you ever gone back, or any of your family have gone back to your villages, your homes in Karachi or in Hyderabad?
Nobody has gone back. I went 3 years ago.
Okay. You're brave lady. I mean, did you go by with a group?
My granddaughter, she is a journalist.
What's her name?
Maya Michanani.
Okay.
So she was going to Karachi. So she said, Dadima, you want to come? I said, of course I would like to go.
Okay.
So we went and stayed in Karachi in a hotel.
Okay.
And Karachi was totally different.
Yeah.
When we were there, it was clean and neat. But this time it was not clean and nice.
Were you able to find your house?
No, we couldn't, because they built a multi-story.
Did you find the road?
Road I found.
And did you know the numbers?
Yeah. Road I could manage to go on my own.
Okay.
But my house, they demolished and made the building.
Okay. And
most of the house, it has become half a century.
Yeah, no. But
so half a century mein, even India mein kitni change hai.
Yeah, but did you find any of the old buildings still there?
Yeah.
Still. You could recognize
my school was there.
Okay.
My husband.
What is the name of the school now?
Indian Girls High School.
Still called Indian Girls High School?
Yeah. I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
Then that college, DJ Sin College. My husband, DJ Sin. College. It was still there. My husband was in that college.
What was the full name of DJ? Do you know?
I don't know what was a DJ. Must be Divan something.
Okay, all right. So when you went there, what was you feeling like?
I was feeling upset to see some houses were ruined, some were demolished, sometime.
Yeah.
And we went to the college also. My granddaughter as a journalist, so she made the appointment with the dean. And we went, we told him that my husband was in this college. So he said, come tomorrow, I'll collect all those. He said, give me the year, which year he was in the college.
Okay.
So I gave him the year, and he brought the whole bunch of photos.
Oh.
And in front of front line, every year college students used to have picture. No?
Yeah.
So in front Rohi was there.
Oh, so it's a wonderful memory. Now, coming back to India, did you receive, your family receive any compensation from Pakistan or India government?
My mother left a lot of property. It was, my father was a zamindar. So we didn't get anything initially. But later on, they gave bonds.
Okay.
10,000 bonds every year. 10 times, 10 years may.
So 100,000. For Pakistan government or India government?
India government
India
gave
government.
us compensation.
Oh, they gave, okay. At least a little bit.
10,000 each year they got.
For 10
And we were 10 of us.
Yeah.
So it was sure
Yeah,
between us.
whatever, Have you, I'm coming almost to the end. Have you realized, have you ever thought why in Sindh, Hindus were not able to live? They had to migrate to India. But let's say from Gujarat or Bombay, very few Muslims went to Pakistan.
Yeah,
Why?
because it was secular state.
Okay.
India, as I told you, one brother was ambassador of Pakistan, one other brother Indian ambassador. So whichever Muslims, whichever they found better opportunity, one stayed in India, one went to Pakistan.
Okay. So he's talking about two Muslim brothers, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both had a good position.
Have you ever been persecuted or felt insecure in India? That means as a Sindhi, as a minority Sindhi, have you ever felt discriminated or anything in India?
No, not after partition.
Okay.
But in Bombay, because Sindhis are intelligent and hard worker, they captured the business. And then Bombay people, Maharashtrian, they didn't like it. Because in those days they were lazy. And they didn't suffer, so they didn't have to work hard. I tell you, Sindhis, from after partition, so you will never see a Sindhi beggar. You will see all kind of beggars, Punjabi, South Indian, Marathi, but Sindhi beggars you will never see. They will sell hairpins in the train, little boys, hair pencil, rubbers,
or
whatever.
candies or whatever.
They had a pride not to beg but work.
Yeah. Can I ask you, do you know if anybody benefited because of partition of India? Whether Hindus or Muslims, or Hindu Sindhis, Muslim Sindhis, North Indians, South Indians, rich or poor, anybody benefit?
I don't think they benefited like that unless they work hard.
Okay. All right. When people ask you these days, what's your home? What's your desh? We call in India desh. What do you say?
Now my home is Delhi.
Delhi, okay. Thank you. I'm just about in the very end. Is there anything that you want to add that I didn't ask you? Is there something you want to say that I didn't, that comes to your mind?
Experience.
I should say that we all are human beings and we shouldn't hate each other, whether you are Muslim or Hindu or Christian or whoever you are.
Or Sikh, yeah.
Hatred shouldn't be there.
Okay.
No religion teaches us to fight, but we fight because You are Hindu, I am Muslim.
Okay.
No religion teaches to fight, but we fight because of the religion.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.